Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Inside Information about Insurance. And I'm here with Cody Gladney. And Cody, we've got more questions rolling in. I think people are really enjoying the segment. So, one of the things that I like to talk about with people, because you talk to new homeowners that are first getting into the homeownership, and they've never had a homeowner's policy. They maybe have had a renter's policy, but as far as homeowner's policy, I always tell them, insurance is not important until it is. And the way I look at that, and there's a couple different ways we can talk about, is, it's important, obviously, when you're getting a mortgage, they're going to require you to have an insurance policy. They want to make sure you've got coverage on their asset because it's technically their asset. They own it until you pay it off. But so it's important then, and then people kind of put it in the back of their minds. It's coming out of escrow. They're not really paying out of pocket per se. And then they kind of forget about it, and then they roll along, and a few years goes by, and they really haven't looked at their policy, and maybe the deductibles have gone up, and they've never noticed it, or the agents never told them, or they don't have the right value on their home. And with the way prices are going now with lumber and materials and labor, it's crazy. So, what are your thoughts on that, and how people should look at insurance?
Yeah, I think it's always a good idea for anyone to review their coverages every 2, 3, even 4 years or so.
Right.
A lot of things change over that time period. Your rates could be getting out of control. Coverages could be changed.
Right.
A lot of people don't know, but the insurance company they'll send you a letter, but they can change your deductibles, right? We just recently, with our whole snowmageddon that we just had,
Yes.
right? A lot of people don't realize, with maybe like a 1% all other peril deductible, living in a big house, that might be $5,000 out of pocket,
Right.
right? So it's always a good idea to kind of review those type of things. We're coming up on storm season.
Yes, we
as
are.
well. A lot of people have 2 and 3% even wind and hail deductibles. It's always good to check with your agent about exactly how much is that. What is that going to cost me out of pocket? So always important to kind of review those things, and then just kind of like as you mentioned, always want to make sure you have adequate coverage on your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, with the increases that we're having now in lumber and construction prices,
Right.
You're not going to be able to rebuild your house for $75 a square foot anymore.
Yeah.
So it's always good to kind of check on those things and have your agent and have that discussion with your insurance agent.
Right. And if they don't do that, they're really rolling the dice. And you're taking your chances. I will tell you that I quoted a customer that wanted me to quote their policy, and they're with another company, and I think she's been with them for 25 years. Okay. And when I got to getting into the policy and doing the quote, she was about $90,000 underinsured. So had she rolled on with that policy and not looked into it, and then had a major catastrophe at her house and had to replace the whole thing, she was probably going to be short. And then you got to come out of pocket, and that's no fun. And it's not fun to find out at the last minute.
That's exactly
when
right.
It's too late to do something about it, right?
That's exactly right.
Because if you don't be proactive, and you wait until something happens, it's too late. And there's nothing your insurance agent can do about it, no matter how much you get upset with them or how much you complain. It just doesn't happen. So
that's right.
And you said something about the insurance company will mail you something, right? How many people just toss their mail in the trash?
A lot more than you might think, right?
I mean, in this day and age, people are so used to the electronic age and emails. And so if they don't get it on their email and they're not checking their email, if it comes in the mail, it could easily get missed and tossed away with all the coupons that we get in the mail and all the mailers from the grocery stores.
That's exactly right. And you do get so many pieces of mail. I understand, it's hard to sort through every single one of them. But, and the other part about being important is, with the way the weather has been in our area and, the freezes, and now we're coming up on tornado season, all these type of things, we're going to start seeing over the course of the next year or two some pretty good rate hikes. So it's a good idea to get on top of that and be prepared for that, and be prepared to kind of shop your policy around should you have to.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about us is because we have between 32 and 40 carriers that we can shop, as you know. So we might be able to find you a better rate with a better carrier. And insurance, like we talked about before, insurance companies, their rates are like a moving target throughout the year, and depending on how much they pay in losses and the risk they have on their books. So it's good to shop around, and you make one phone call or email to us, and we'll take care of you, and you won't have to spend all that time shopping 6 or 7 carriers yourself, and you can use that time to spend with your kiddos. If you still want to be around them after all this stuff we've been around. Anyway, you get my point. So we appreciate you watching the video. Share it with your friends and family. Go to elliscountyvideos.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go to the insurance section and find out all the other information we've given you on insurance. So we appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks a lot.